Hi everyone, welcome to week 12. In this video, I'll go over what you will be doing for ESL 103 this week. The first thing you want to do by Tuesday is watch this video, and if you have a question, you can type it. If you don't have any questions, you can just write, I don't have any questions. And this is just for me to make sure that you've watched the video and it gives you an opportunity to communicate with me if you need help or have questions, okay? So this week we're going to have several due dates, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. For Thursday, you're going to focus on Outliers Chapter 8. This chapter is called Rice Paddies and Math Tests, and it focuses on Chinese culture, and he's presenting different types of evidence and different examples from Chinese culture to show how your legacy or your culture can connect to your success. So it's kind of interesting. I enjoyed reading it, and I hope you do too. So to read the chapter, you can use these flashcards to help you with new vocabulary, and you'll also do the vocabulary entries. You can choose words that were in these flashcards or other words that you want to learn or you didn't know. After that, you need to answer a discussion question about outliers. Okay, so just like the other times we've done this assignment, I put several questions, okay, and you choose one and you write your response, and it needs to be 2 to 5 sentences, okay? Choose one that hasn't been answered yet. If all of them have been answered, there can be 2 responses to the same question, but first check that all the questions are answered before 2 people can respond to the same question. And make sure you look at the page number and reread that section. So this is a close reading activity. Okay, so you need to reread that section and answer the question. Also for Thursday, if you haven't done the final draft yet, I extended the deadline. It was supposed to be due today, but I extended it to Thursday if you needed more time to visit with me or a tutor. So let me know if you need any help with that. And that assignment's worth 100 points, so you want to try to do the best that you can on your book review. For Saturday, you're going to finish Outliers, so that's chapter 9 and the epilogue. And these two are shorter chapters, so that's why I link them together. Chapter 9 is it's called Marita's Bargain, and it's about a special school in New York that's in a rough neighborhood, but they apply some principles and use culture as a way to change these students' lives. So I think it's quite interesting, and it connects back to the 10,000 hour rule in terms of success. So I think you'll find that chapter interesting. And the epilogue actually is about Gladwell's life and his family, his parents, his mom, and he links their stories to his main argument in this book about success. So they're both interesting. Again, I made flashcards. You need to do the vocabulary entries. And then for this assignment, we're not going to have like the question answer discussion posts. Instead, you're going to be learning about evidence. What is evidence? Different types of evidence. So in Thursday's class Zoom session, I'll be going over the PowerPoint and the handout. You may even want to print this handout if you come to the Zoom session. If you cannot attend, make sure you review it to learn exactly what is evidence and the different types. Okay. Basically, I think many of you kind of have an idea of evidence, but it's basically what supports an argument, right? An argument is not strong unless you provide proof or some kind of evidence. And what counts as evidence depends on the argument. Okay. And this is the definition. Evidence is a piece of information that supports a conclusion. And evidence is really important because they strengthen our arguments, okay? And I'm going to be going over 7 different types of common evidence used. There's more than this, but we're going to go, this PowerPoint goes through what these 7 different types of evidence are. And on the handout is a classroom activity that we're going to actually do in Zoom, where you take notes and explain what the evidence is in your own words and try to think of your own example. And this way you'll know the different types of evidence well. Okay. And then for homework, what you're going to do, you're going to download this. It's a classroom activity, but you're going to do it for homework. So in Outliers, Gladwell claims that success is not based on innate abilities or our individual decisions. Instead, outliers become successful due to extraordinary opportunities given to them and their strength to use those chances to their benefit. He also argues that a person's legacy can either prevent or lead to success because many behaviors are inherited by our culture and environment. Throughout the book, he uses different types of evidence to support his claim. You're going to look back at chapters 8, 9, and the epilogue of Outliers. What types of evidence does he use to support his main claim? So the main claim is up here. So what evidence does he use to support that? Find 3 different types of evidence. So they shouldn't be the same type. It shouldn't be research, research, research. You want to have different types, okay? And take notes in the chart. First, you just give the type. Like this is a comparison of facts. And then you're going to summarize the evidence and paraphrase. You should include the page number, which I forgot to do here and I'll do right now. And then third, explained its significance. So how does the evidence support the claim? I chose a comparison of facts. So the type of evidence is facts, but he uses different facts and makes a comparison. So Kung Bushman spent on average 1,000 hours of work per year. A peasant in 18th century Europe would have worked about 1,200 hours. However, a Chinese rice worker works 3,000 hours. Working on a rice field is 10 to 20 times more strenuous than working on corn or wheat fields. So this is the evidence that Gladwell gave. This evidence shows that Chinese rice farmers work very hard to grow rice, and this sets them apart from other cultures. It makes them different. Gladwell argues that this hard work ethic is a part of their culture, permeating or spreading to other areas of life like schoolwork, and leads to their success, that they're hard workers. And it kind of connects back to the 10,000 hour rule. So just like I did here, you're going to do that for 3 pieces of evidence, okay? And in Friday's workshop with Melissa from 4 to 5 p.m., she's actually going to do this assignment with you in the Zoom session. So just by attending, you'll be able to finish your homework. So I encourage you to attend. And it can count for your tutoring log too. For Sunday, you have a discussion post, which is based on the evidence homework. Choose one piece of evidence. So in that homework, you looked for 3. You just choose one from that handout or another one that you thought was very interesting, and it should come from this week's reading. You can use your notes from the evidence homework assignment to help you. The goal is to share your thoughts with your classmates. So again, what is the type of evidence? You're going to summarize the evidence, explain its significance, and what's different from the homework is you also need to provide a response. So why did this evidence make an impression on you? What is your opinion? How does this connect to your life personally? This discussion post needs to be at least 200 words to get full points, and it's 20 words. It's due Sunday, and then you'll have a little time. You'll have a few days to write comments. You need 2 comments and each comment needs to be at least 30 words, and that's going to be due next week, actually, on Tuesday, to give you time to write comments. Again, my Zoom office hours there's actually class sessions, okay? My Zoom class sessions are Tuesday and Thursday, 11 to 12, and we usually go after 12. It depends how much you want help with. And you just click on this link to join or enter this number. You can also go to Melissa's workshops this week. She's having one on Wednesday in the morning and Friday afternoon, and you just click on this link to join. And there's also other tutoring, okay? This video explains how to get tutoring on Zoom, and Melissa also has other days that she has tutoring. Again, you need to do 3 tutoring logs this semester, and you can do 1 for extra credit, okay? If you have any questions, please contact me, and I look forward to reading your writing and looking at your assignments. Have fun and enjoy finishing this book. We're almost there, so hang in there. Have a good week. Bye.